Hey y'all, welcome to Life of My. My name is Maya. I'm 20 years old and I make topic videos. And today we're going to be talking about overcoming family
I am
expectations.
healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am that bitch. I am gonna go get that bag, and I am not gonna take your shit. I am protected, well respected,
Said
I'm a
earlier,
queen.
I'm 20 years old, and as 20-year-olds, we have a lot of family expectations. Whether you're in college, going to work, or doing whatever, you're going to have some family expectations. You're going to have somebody giving their opinion, telling you what it is they want you to do, and not knowing how to overcome it. So I hope this video can help you a little bit, because it's something that I'm going through personally, and I know a lot of people who are going through it. And it's hard when you have your family weighing on your back, telling you what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, and you have no idea how to overcome that. So I have a series of questions that I want you to ask yourself. And the first one is, why does that expectation hold so much weight to you? Or why does that person's voice hold so much weight to you? Like, I know a lot of times my family, they don't really have a lot of expectations for me. They say, I just want you to be happy or whatever. But of course, they want me in school. They want me to do this. They want me to have a job and work for the man and all this shit that I'm not doing. I want to work for myself. And so the way that I'm still overcoming, but the way that I have kind of like dealt with it is I make my voice louder. My voice is the loudest voice in my head. So my dad is saying like, oh, well, you need to get a job. I'm just being realistic. Da, 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 da. Like, yes, his voice and what he's saying holds weight to me, but my voice, like I said, is louder. It's louder. It's okay, but is that what you want to do? Or is that what they want you to do? Like, I'm still kind of struggling with it because I low-key want to try back. I don't know if I am yet. It is a thought, because when I think of the reasons why I'm in school right now, the only thing that comes to my head is I don't want to disappoint my family. I don't want to disappoint my father. Like, and my father, I don't want y'all to think that he's like some dickhead or something. No, he's the best person I've ever met in my life. But he did hold me and my siblings to a very high standard growing up. He's a very intelligent man, one of the smartest men I've ever known in my life. And he has his kids scared of failure. Like, when we would get a B, he'd be like, okay, well, why didn't you get an A? And it's like, well, okay, daddy, but I got a B. Like, but why didn't you get an A? He'd be like, you come from my genes. I'm smart. Da, 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 like, talking his shit or whatever. And we're supposed to be like, okay. So that's like an expectation for me. I've always had to succeed. I've always had to make A's. I've always had to push myself. If my best wasn't an A, then my best wasn't enough. And I always felt guilty. If I needed to take a step away from school, like to this day, when I was going on campus, if I didn't want to go to class that day, I would call my dad and be like, I don't want to go to class. And I would have to hear him say, Maya, it's okay for you not to go to class, in order for me not to go, because that's the expectation that he has of me, to go to school, to make good grades, to graduate, and to become successful. Even though that might not be the route I want to take, it's still an expectation that he holds me to. So I had to train myself like, okay, that's cool that my dad wants this, but what do I want? What do I want? Is this what I want? And so then you have to align your expectations with your family's expectations and see where they match. Like, my family wants to be happy and successful. I want to be happy and successful. My success might look differently than what they want from me, but those are two expectations that align with each other. Now, if my dad telling me, like, you need to go to school to be a doctor, you need to go to school to be a dentist, all this other shit, I'm like, I'm not STEM at all. I'm a creative. I don't do those type of things. I'm not good at science. I'm not good at math. Never have been, and I never will be. It's something that I've accepted. So those two expectations do not align. And if they don't, then I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible. Fuck it. Like, that's all I can say is, like, if your expectations do not align with your family's expectations, then honestly, just fuck what they are saying to you. And I know that it's easier said than done. I know everyone doesn't have the same situation as me to where I can say those things, but at the end of the day, it is your life. Your life comes down to you, and your life comes down to what you want and what you want to do. And you always have to ask yourself, like, are they paying my bills? If the answer is no, then they should have no say. Are they putting you through college, like literally feeding you the money to go to school? If the answer is no, then they should have no say. If they're not going to get you that foot in the door to do whatever it is that they want you to do, then their opinion should not matter to you. Well, it should matter, but it really shouldn't hold so much weight. Your voice needs to be the loudest voice in your head, telling you what you want to do and how to do it and how I'm going to accomplish it. Because if you go with your parents' plan or whatever, or your family's plan or whatever, if it's not going to make you happy, then you're going to grow to resent them anyway. And that's just what it is. I wrote my notes down right here, so that's why I'm looking down. Then when somebody tells you something, you have to ask yourself, is it advice or an unwanted opinion? Like, the thing about the older generation, they always like, well, I've been here longer, I know much more than you. And it's like, okay, you know enough about what you had to go through. You know enough about your world and your reality. Your reality isn't my reality, because it's those same people who be like, well, I was here longer than you, I know more than you, that don't know shit about social media. They don't know how to boost their likes. They don't know how to get clout. They don't know how to do none of that. And we live in a social media age, but the same people are asking you to set up their shit because they don't know how to do it. They don't know. They're not tech savvy at all. So in those terms, we know more than them. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't. If it's their unwanted opinion, then if it makes you feel negative, you know internally like how something somebody says make you feel. Like if it makes you feel negative, it's not something that you should be listening to, because it's not something that your heart wants. And that's what's most important. It is your life as 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, blah, 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 blah. As at that age, it's our job to try to figure out what it is that we want in our life, and we have to make the most of it, because we're the only ones living it. And my reality isn't the same as someone else's. Someone else's reality isn't the same as mine. So really ask yourself, is it advice or is it an unwanted opinion? And an example of advice is like, hey, maybe you shouldn't eat that rock. That rock isn't good for you. An unwanted opinion is, you're not good enough to start that brand. You need to be working for someone. You don't need to be working for yourself. Like, I didn't ask you all that. I did not ask you all that. I just came to you with my plan and my dreams, and they unintentionally, sometimes it's intentional, but for me it's like unintentionally be crushing dreams. Like, and when you open your mouth to tell somebody your plan and they come back with an opinion that deters you from what you want to do, that's poison. They poisoning your plan. Don't let nobody poison your plan. And somebody asked me, was my family progressive or conservative? My family is progressive, and I feel like, I think they've always been the type to not really care. Of course, like I said, they have expectations for me and my siblings, but I'm a strong-willed person, and I always have been. I'm not going for nothing that I don't want to do. And I'll fight the same for my siblings as I do for myself. I'm not going for no bullshit. I know what I want to do. I have been a creative person since I was little. Since I was like 4 years old, I've been drawing. You know what I'm saying? I've been a creative. So when my dad was getting on to me about science and math, I'm like, yo, this isn't for me. Just because you can add in your head doesn't mean that I can. But you can add in your head. I can draw a portrait. Let's switch. Can you do that? And if they can't, if they are not paying your bills, if they are not helping you out, you don't have to listen to them. And if they are paying your bills and they are helping you out, sometimes you just have to take that away, because that's a form of control. It really is. If somebody is helping you through college and they're like, well, if you change your major, I'm gonna take this money away from you. You have to choose happiness over anything tangible. So if they're like, I'm gonna pull this money away from you, you have to trust yourself enough to fall on your ass and get back up. I don't need your money. There's other shit I can do. I can hustle for this. If that's what you want to do. If you want to drop out right now and go fucking on an adventure, then do that. You have to do what you want to do, because you're either going to die not happy, or you're going to grow old and you're going to resent them because you never got to do what you wanted to do. And you also have to ask yourself, because there's a lot of people, especially in black households, where opinions are coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. Then you have to sit there and ask yourself, is this person even happy? This person that's telling me what to do with my life, are they happy in theirs? Did they follow their dreams? Or are they just trying to keep me from having mine because they didn't do what the fuck they wanted to do when they were growing up because they listened to somebody else? And like I said, I don't know a lot about other households, but I know about black households, and that's how it is a lot of the time. Aunt Shirley be telling you shit that you don't want to fucking hear, and you have to ask yourself, but are you happy? But then if you say it out loud, you're disrespectful, but that's a conversation for That is a conversation for another time, honey. But it really starts within, and you have to do the inner work, because if you have parents that are overbearing and controlling, then you have to trust yourself enough to fall and to be able to get back up. So that's where meditation comes from, writing down dreams, goals, responsibilities. And the way I do that is, because I still don't know what I want to do in 40 years. Because think about it. When people ask you, like, hey, what do you want to do? What do you want to be when you grow up? I wanted to be like a chef or something, but you have to think about it this way. How much has life changed in the past 5 years? Fuck that. How much has life changed in the past year? Who knew COVID was coming? We didn't know. And so it's like, we don't know anything. So how are you going to ask me what I want to be for the rest of my life? I don't fucking know. I don't. I know what I want to do right now. That's pretty much it, because the world is going to change. And I want to change with it. I don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to be at the same job for 40 years. I don't. When my teachers used to say that, I'm like, what? Okay, but if they like it, then I'm not knocking it. That's not for me. It's not for me. So you have to be 100% in who you are. You have to be strong-willed. You have to fight for yourself, because if you don't fight for yourself, no one else will. And I'm not saying this. I know other people are in different situations. Some people are in toxic, abusive households, and so that's completely different. Like, I know it's not going to be as easy to fight for yourself and as easy to stand up for yourself, but if you can, do it, and do it in small increments. And then you also don't need anyone's approval to do what you want to do. You don't need anyone's approval to do anything. Nobody in this life can tell you what it is that you know that you are meant to do. So you have to do the inner work. You have to figure it out for yourself. So when you have these conversations, any question that is asked, you can knock it down. Like for me, with my family, like a lot of times when you want to say something, I have like a presentation in my mind. I can knock down any question that's asked me. What do you want to do? This. What is your plan? This. How are you going to do this? I got to get this, and this, and this. And then you keep knocking the questions down till they have no choice but to shut up. They don't have any more questions. They're like, oh, well, damn, she answered all my questions. Exactly. So overcoming family expectations is going to be hard, but the easiest way to do it is to ask yourself, what are your expectations? And like I said, if one aligns with theirs, then keep it. If the other ones don't, it has to go. It has to go. Send it away. You don't need it. It's not here for you. It's not helping. They have to go. And sometimes you have to sit down with your family and be like, look, this is what I want to do. And if you have to shed a few tears for the heartstrings to start working, that's what I've done it. Sometimes you have to cry. Sorry. Sometimes you have to cry to get your point across. But keep doing it. Keep having these hard-ass conversations. Either that or just do you and just don't listen to them. Do not listen to them, because their life is theirs. They stopped raising you for a lot of times when you turn 18, you are a legal adult. Do what the fuck you want to do. And if you fall on your ass, you fall on your ass, but you get back up. And you keep doing it until you get back up. You just keep falling and falling and falling and falling and falling and falling until you down on the ground and you down bad and you dirty and you all this. Just keep going. Because the world is going to keep going. Tuesday is going to come. So you have to go with it. And if you have any other questions, like any direct questions you want to ask me, you can DM me at mysworld, mys.world on Instagram, and I'll answer it to the best of my ability. Everything that I say comes from my own advice. You don't have to listen to it. And my own opinion and through my experience. That's the only thing I know. But yeah, I'm wishing all y'all a great week. This video did not come out on Monday. It's on Tuesday because I'm not feeling good. But one of my New Year's resolutions was to be consistent. So I said I have to just do something. I have to film something today. And yeah, like I said, if you need any advice, I'm here right now. But yeah, send some love out there, receive some back. If you vibe, like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't like, comment, subscribe, and share anyway, shit, support me. Somebody might resonate with it. But I'm wishing all of you a great week, a great semester, a great day, all of that. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.